Hello everybody and welcome to the BTS Pro Series 13. It's your boy neph, joined today by Admin Badger. Badger, how you doing, my man?
10 seconds remaining.
Ooh, I hear absolutely nothing.
5
Technical
seconds
difficulties
remaining.
off the bat, or maybe...
Oh, we're good to go. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. You baited me into that
hello
one,
there.
my friend. Hello. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. It's been a very fun day for all of us, obviously, because we had to do a last minute swap. We don't have the normal setup today, but we've changed our production setup. We've changed our casters, but I'm excited to cast you now. We've got some fantastic Dota on our hands between Team Solo Mid on the Radiant side and Thunder Awaken on the Dire side.
Team Solo Mid. I don't like that. It makes me think of a League of Legends team rather than a Dota team. It's a Dota team, right?
They are a Dota team, correct?
And what a Dota team they are. They ended up changing up their roster. We got Ari here today. Whitemon, it looks like he's not playing in this one. You were there for the post-game interview, though. What was Moomiana talking about in that one?
So Moomiander is a big personality, as I'm sure we all know. He's here to talk big. He's been around for over a decade. I mean, if you were around for the early Dota 2 days, or especially the Han days, he's a man who loves his interviews.
Yeah. The man, I heard that he's got like some spicy things planned for the TSM lineup. You're saying he knows what the people want. Man definitely knows how to give a spicy interview. Although, I gotta say, it's not as spicy as it was back in the Han days.
We're not allowed to be that spicy anymore. It's definitely not allowed. Different times. We do have a draft on our hands, though. Due to these slight technical delays, we are literally at the second to last pick right now. We got Tusk, Furion, Dawnbreaker, Spiritbreaker, Ursa for Thunder Awaken, and Snapfire, Tiny, Lich, and Sven for TSM.
No, I gotta say, Badger, I would have liked a little bit more time to analyze the draft. Maybe we could do that once we hop over to the in-game. I think it's gonna be a little bit scuffed with me running things today. We don't have our our producer intern Jerry assisting today. This one's all neph, and I could probably use a little bit of work. Had to learn a couple of things last minute, but hopefully everyone still enjoys the show.
Now we're down Jerry, we're down Ricky, but we're up a Badger, so we're only down one. We're good to go. Me and you, neph.
Yeah, to the ends of time, my friend. Are you adminning today as well as casting?
I am adminning today, yes.
Impressive. The man's got it all.
Now, we're both picking up more responsibility, but we're here for some Dota 2. That's why we're here. And it's going to be fantastic. I mean, luckily, the draft's already done pretty much, so there's no analyzing, no speculation. We're just waiting on what we're assuming to be a middle pick for TSM, and there it is. That will be the Viper.
I gotta say, I love me some Sky Snake. Maybe not as much as ET does. That man decides who gets the Viper pass or not.
Snapfire mid for Bryle.
Okay, I gotta admit, Moon is right. He does know what the people want. Ends up drafting a Snapfire mid. I haven't seen this very often since the Hiko mid days. I believe a couple other people were also playing it in the mid lane, but this is definitely an SA special, but it's going to be Bryle playing it now instead. This is definitely a feast or famine mid hero. Like, you could pop off. You just do crazy magic damage, especially if you get yourself like an early blink dagger and shit, but I don't know, man. With a hero like Ursa and Spiritbreaker, who's just going to be able to get on top of it, I think that he just gets completely shut down.
It's one of those things, though, if he can get past it that first 12 minutes, get his items up, get his levels up. Bryle's a fantastic player in the mid-game team fights. One of the best mids in the world at mid-game team fighting. So you get him in that position on a very high skill ceiling hero like Snapfire, and we could be in for a very, very good time to allow, these three-man fights, these four-man fights for Tomato to get his item timings and then just be a Sven.
Be a Sven. I like it.
It's true, he becomes very red. He hits people with a very large sword, and if all goes well, then they're dead.
Well, it's going to be difficult for him to get through some of these heroes. You're playing against 4 tanky strength heroes on Thunder Awaken. They are not going to melt as easily as Sven would like, I imagine. You're also playing into a lot of disable here. BKB piercing disable, for that matter. Between the Spiritbreaker, the Tusk, Ursa, a lot of the time going to build a Basher. You have to be concerned about Nature's Prophet with the Sprout.
It's definitely going to be a big problem, but if you're Tomato, just don't get stunned, don't get caught. Make sure that you're the one taking the engagements on your terms.
Yeah.
And if you're the one hitting them and they're not hitting you with these stuns in return, then hopefully you can kill them before they can stun you.
Yeah.
Obviously easier said than done, but Tamal's a smart player. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I remember these settings.
Prepare
You know what, Neff? I believe in you. Worst case scenario, we can fix it afterwards. That's today in a nutshell. We're playing catch up, but when we play catch up, it'll be beautiful.
Uh-huh. Well, I've got some bad news right off the bat. Seems
What's the
like
bad
I'm
news?
on player perspective.
All right, reload your Dota, and hopefully it'll fix it. Meanwhile, I will talk about the audio, make sure we have some idea what's going on, because we got TSM, the Radiant team. We got Thunder Awaken on the Dire team. TSM smoked bottom lane through their jungle, running towards Michael's Spear Breaker, but he has boots, he's too fast, he is a Space Cow, and he will run away for now.
Yeah.
Have you returned yet?
No, I haven't restarted it yet. Give me just 1 second here.
I see. Because usually that fixes it.
30
Usually.
seconds to battle.
If it doesn't fix it, then we have an even bigger problem on our hands. If you are just joining us, welcome to some BTS Pro Series 13 America's action. It is the upper bracket semifinals. TSM taking on Thunder Awaken. Winner of this best of 3 series goes to the top 3. Loser has to fight for their life to stay alive in the top 6 in the losers brackets. They will play Beast Coast, I believe. Could be wrong. And then we got some fun heroes in the top lane. The courier's already dead. Tiny lost his courier. It's Viper Tiny taking on a farming Ursa plus support Dawnbreaker. Feels like a fun lane to be Viper in. Is that a correct assessment, or is nobody having fun in this lane because it's not fun playing Viper? Well, he actually goes in with the Starbreaker 1v2 Excel. Takes a lot of tower shots for that one. Saberlight is low. The Dawnbreaker is low, and Knight will dive the tower looking for first blood. He needs one more hit, and he will get it under the tower. Thunder Awaken's very own Knight gets first blood. He will die under the tower to the support Tiny. But now Ari tosses the tree over, gets a double kill. Britain's very own Ari. 2 kills on the board now.
Yeah, impressive stuff. Just managed to reconnect to the game and catch that one. Hopefully that is the last of the scuffed things that we have to deal with today.
You know what, Neff? We've got this. I don't know why. Because I believe in you.
Ooh.
Oh, mid lane! Huge kill from Bryle. Solo kills alone. The unexpected heads-up play. He'll grab both water runes. What a fantastic outplay from Bryle.
Yeah. Man will be back in full HP and mana after that one. Again, a lot of burst damage from the snap fight. When you're playing a melee hero like Tusk, you're going to take the extra damage every time from the Scatter Blast, so not surprised it would go down. It starts to go Tusk way after the first couple of lanes, maybe. That was a nice block there. It's going to stop Bryle from coming back into the wave right away. So, man's staying cool, calm, and collected, if nothing else right now.
And as you know, it's always good to be cool, calm, and collected mid, but I mean, if you're Bryle, you're probably a happy man right now. You are nearly a full level up in XP. You'll get that 6 and 4 alone's really even close to his 6, so that's possible more kills in the future soon.
Yep. Right.
No, we have a pause. We can now fix our problem.
You know what? That pause would have been great to come just a moment ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh well. Again, chance to break down the lanes real quick. We did. There we go. That's my net worth switch. making sure all my observer controls are working nicely.
Nice, nice.
So again, Bryle, having found that solo kill, is going to be sit at the top of the net worth, along with the last hits alone. Not the start that he wanted, but again, once he does have a couple of levels under his belt, it's going to be very easy for him to get on top of Bryle with a snowball and finish him off with a walrus punch. Not to mention that you have a Spirit Breaker on your team that's going to be able to rotate into the mid lane and, you know, charge. I really like the move of just charging the tower from behind. Bryle's got a really nice ward here that's going to scout this one out a lot of the time. Like, ideally, Spirit Breaker sits, like, right here. And then charges and then pushes him a little bit further forward away from his tower. But with that ward, not only is it going to scout him out coming from the bottom lane, it's also going to scout him trying to make that weird movement from behind the tower, pushing him forward. So he's relatively safe here. Even as like a ward that Moon Meander placed earlier, he's going to scout that Spirit Breaker charging in from a little bit further away.
It's two different angles. To say a common play might be go for that bounty rune and then charge, but if he does that, he'll be under that observer ward as well. So it's just they're making sure to invest in Bryle's game, and hopefully for TSM, that investment will be worth it later on.
Yep.
Rotation top lane, that Spirit Breaker TPing in. He'll have the charge in this 3v2. Goes towards Saberlight. Both are stunned. Hammer in, but an avalanche comes through by Ahri. Everyone's taking a lot of damage from this top lane. Stun through, comes through the Saberlight. Fifi in from Illich and the Furion. Michael is running away. Saberlight goes down. It's one Viper dead in a 2v4. Ahri will escape. I think if you're TSM, you're fine with that. That's a lot of commitment for only one kill.
Yeah, but losing your offlaner off of that one, it does mean that, you know, Sven is
middle lane, meanwhile, 2v1. Moon Meander rotates in. Snowball delays. Alone's running away. He'll shard block Bryle and Moon Meander out. Beautiful from Alone.
Yeah. Man, it is crazy. Like, you look at the angle of that and how big Shard is, you don't think Shard would be able to block that entire ramp there.
You know, it's a lot of ice, you know. Tusk is a... the fact that Shards have gotten bigger every year, and they're just large now.
Yeah.
You know, we have some more action top lane eventually. There's a long charge coming through. It'll be there eventually. Knight preps the overpower. Thunder Awaken want to win this fight. Excel's walking in, he'll hammer Saberlight. If Saberlight dies, the TP will be on cooldown. Stun is cancelled by Ahri. Charge comes through. Saberlight's half HP. Excel is already dead. But the trade will be for Saberlight. Brought down by Ursa. They move to Tiny. He has a toss. He has a Windlace. But he has no Viper. He must run.
Denied.
Well, Saberlight's game is ruined.
Yeah, 2 deaths on Viper this early into the game. Ursa has been non-stop run at you. I believe that he has... He's actually got power treads coming out to him on the Ursa.
Whoa.
That is...
Not what I expected.
Well, yeah. You rarely see that these days.
Yeah, you often see either like phase boots or brown boots for later travels, like later in the game. But no, this is treads. Maybe he knows something that we don't. He does have more matchmaking rating than us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this used to be like a thing when you go into the jungle in Ursa. You just have way more attack speed by going the power treads, and you'd clear out camps incredibly quickly.
Top lane again. TP in by Illich. Saberlight again the target. They're focusing on bringing him down again. They'll bring him down for a 4th time this game. Saberlight. He gets all the deaths on TSM. So we were actually talking about Dota the other nights. We mentioned how an offlaner's having a rough game. So, you know, maybe the 4 should become the offlaner. Is this one of those games where we should have already start farming?
Yes.
Over to mid lane, meanwhile, we see Bryle the target, charged through by Michael. Sapphire is low, Bash hit under the tower, Avalanche comes through, stunning the Tusk. In comes Moon Meander, but he's stopped by Excel. Bryle will cookie stun on both. Alone is already dead. Michael's on the run, a huge turn from Bryle and Ahri. Moon Meander has been stunned by Excel, but he's still alive. Hammer through, Moon will drop. Bryle low, Scatterblast saves him. Excel goes down. A 3-for-1 rout in favor of TSM.
Yeah, he even got an extra bash off. That is a 70% for sure. The Spirit Breaker bash given extra time as they charged in. I was so concerned that fight would just be food to the SB and then the Tusk running him, but he managed to survive that one. He doesn't even have any extra bulk from stats. He's going for first item boots of trouble. I thought this would be heavily punished, but survives that with almost no HP.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. The moment that you said that, he bought an Ogre Axe. Like, you know what? I do need more HP. Yeah. I do need more HP.
I had a very close dance with death there, yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't die.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. So one person we haven't been talking about for the last 7 minutes of the
Sven.
game is Sven. He's hitting creeps. He's having a good time.
Our boy Tomato. Isn't this the life on the position 1? Just hitting creeps. Not a care in the
Meanwhile,
world.
middle lane. You see, oh, that's a very dead Dawnbreaker, it appears. Tusk will attempt to snowball through. Excel is low, but not dead yet. Shards hit onto. Illich TP's in, so does Moon Meander. Bryle is low. Ari is low. Excel is actually still alive, but in comes a big bad Sven. He turns red, slapping Furion. Michael looks for a bash. Stormbolt on Furion. He's cleaving, bringing down Excel with the cleave damage, bringing down Illich, heading to alone. He's 1/3 HP. No snowball, half HP. Shards through, goes for Moon Meander. He wants to kill, but he's already dead. A triple kill for the Sven. Michael is forced to charge away, and what a great TP rotation by TSM's Tomato.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Managed to find several kills there, and things are now falling apart pretty quickly for Thunder Awaken. We were just talking about him not having a care in the world. Now we've got a couple of kills under his belt. No longer the 0-0 Sven.
He's on the board, 3-0-0. He's number 1 net worth by, I mean, other than the Ursa, he is by far number 1 net worth. And speaking of Svano, Stormbolt, Michael bottom lane, Avalanche to follow. He's still about half HP on the Spirit Breaker, and he'll charge through north and west away from the action. He should be fine.
Yeah. Over in the mid lane, rotating in onto Moon Meander. Snapfire Kisses come out, and I think this is going to keep Moon alive. That and the extra armor resistance that he's got from the Frost armor. In fact, it does.
Yep.
So,
Gazed in
gets
as well.
punished. Yeah, the tip onto him too. They're trying to hit him with the mental damage. You love to see it.
If they know their own core, Saberblade 0 and 4, it's like, you know what? Guess who's also has 0 and 4? Alone. Notice Ari's already camping mid. When actually there's no TP. He's on cooldown. He can't even TP anymore. It's on cooldown for 35 seconds in the tiny. Right on
Somebody
Tusk.
else if they show themselves. He doesn't have a blink jet here, so it's not going to be incredibly easy, but he can set this one up with an avalanche. In fact, that's
Walk
exactly
up,
what he's
avalanche.
going to do.
Yeah, scatter blast.
Dead before he hits the ground.
It's a lot of damage. Thought he might go for a cookie on a creep play, but apparently not even needed. He's just that strong.
Is under attack.
Down to the bottom lane, it seems that Green has realized that he's not going to be able to fight the enemy. He's trying to make up for the push onto the mid lane by shoving in bottom with his treants.
Speaking of mid lane, Ari is in. He'll avalanche on both, canceling the stun going through by Excel. Speaking of Excel, he's a 1/4 HP on the run, slow with a frost shield, but not dead. Thought there would be kills there. There were not kills.
We got baited. Nothing of value happened down there. Bottom lane, Tomato. Back to farming down here. I mean, he made his contributions. He managed to find 3 kills. He can farm the bottom lane, especially if he's stopping the green. Toss back in, then Sinister
Yeah,
Gate, but
Gazed
it
in as
actually
well.
interrupted the toss.
Another very good play there.
No. A very bad play.
It's good for TSM, though.
No, that was good for Thunder Awaken.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, my bad. My
no,
bad. My apologies.
Yeah.
I forgot how words work.
That-
I forgot how outcomes work.
I'm pretty sure he tried to toss, like that toss connected with Alone, right? And he tried to toss him back into TSM, but I think the Sinister Gaze, this ability works pretty weird. This one alongside.
Meanwhile, over to bottom lane, Illich is already dead. They're moving over to Michael. He still is a Spirit Breaker, but he's being run at. Avalanche is up. It will be used. Tomato has Stormbolt in 2. Michael charges away in time. Over to mid lane, meanwhile. Alone's just dead again for the 5th time this game.
Yeah, it looks like he got hit with a Chain Frost that time. Look at the exact damage breakdown. Thank you very much, Gaben, for the Dota Plus you have given me.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
2 bounces of the Chain Frost along with the magic damage, nukes from Snapfire. He just never stood a chance. He's still sitting on Mortimer Kisses, too. The one saving grace of your team right now, despite everything falling apart 14-6, is the Ursa who's sitting inside the jungle, who's got these power treads.
He's not far from the Beast Fury either, so he's ready to farm. If you think about Ursa, not necessarily a huge farming core, but with this build, he will farm very fast.
Yeah. Man sitting on, what at the moment? Like 1,400 gold, then he's got his Battle Fury down at that point. He'll start snowballing pretty quickly. Smoke up on 2
Dire's top
heroes,
tower is under attack.
Thunder Awaken, and make a movement through the enemy team's jungle at the moment.
It's definitely time to start writing the eulogy for that top T1 tower, but possibly for the Nature's Prophet as well. Ari will avalanche. Mortis Kisses comes through from Bryle. He's tossed up in the air, brought down to the grave. A 7th kill of the game for Ari on the Tiny. That's a lot of kills.
Yeah. Man is just making things happen all over the map. It's only going to need a worse for Thunder Awaken once his Blink Dagger's finished. Just scouting inside the Roche pit, making sure that the Ursa's not up to that. Although with the Power Shards, Ursa does have a pretty easy time clearing out Roche. I think harder now that they've nerfed Morbid Mask, though. Over in the jungle.
Yeah, yeah, we see Excel fighting with Moon Meander as Alone is poking his head around. Ooh. Excel will leave with the hammer activation and he'll get away. Ari will take the courier kill.
Yep.
A little bit of plus gold on that one.
Yeah. A stimmy for everyone on the side of TSM. But yeah, Avalanche off the mark. Hammer Wave's definitely the play there. He misses that, he definitely dies.
Excel, the veteran player, though, he's ready to press his buttons. He has activated his keyboard, and he's alive. I'm actually interested in seeing these big fights. Battle Fury.
More importantly, Michael tried to charge the Lich in the Jungle. That's been revealed that they have a ward there. So, not ideal. Yeah, Mumiander dewards that one immediately. Or maybe he was already on it, and that's why the charge came out. Either way, I missed the setup for that one. And he's going to deward his own Observer that he just planted.
He's keeping it alive at half HP. This is interesting from Mumiander.
Alright, my brain is not big enough to understand why you did that.
Maybe he plans on dewarding it, but not yet. He's prepping it for the future deny on the ward.
Maybe he just simply changed his mind. I don't know. I simply cannot gaze in the thoughts of Mumiander. The guy's brain is too big. He's got... I cannot possibly understand his plans.
Mid lane, Aghanim stunned from Snapfire. Ursa the target enraged in time. Solar Guardian will keep him a little bit more healed up. Punch comes through there on Ari. Stormbolt is there on Excel. Dawnbreaker is very dead. With that dead, Dawnbreaker will be a dead mid 2v1 tower.
Nice rotation. Very nice artwork by you as well, Badger. I am impressed.
I like drawing boxes around the towers and then an X when they die. It brings me minor joy.
Impressive stuff as always.
Thank you, Neph. Really, I'm an expert artist.
Yeah.
TP bottom lane from Bryle. It seems like there'll be Bryle and Ari combining to go on Knight's Ursa. He's under the half dewarded ward. Problem is she tossed him in with the gobble up. Ari will look for an avalanche, but the sprout will keep Ari away. Meanwhile, on the south side of the fight, it's Michael the target. He will be sacrificed.
Now everyone is going to bail, so he's trying to put in work with his Aghanim Scepter already. On the Snapfire. I do like that he got this right away. Again, I saw him almost go down at the beginning of the game and thought, alright, this man needs to tank up. He had the boots of travel before that. I think he realized that he needed to tank up as well, and now he's finally going for the boots of travel afterwards. And then the Aghanim Shard after that, and then I think the Blink Dagger comes next. You can do some burst damage pretty quickly by like hopping in, spitting someone out on your target, Fire Snap, cooking them, and Scatter Blasting them. They did nerf the stun duration of all these spells, though. Cookie stun duration is still pretty high, but I believe Scatter Blast was reduced to 1.5 seconds. That's going
Speaking of a gobble up bottom lane, Ursa could not get the enrage off in time. That's a very big pick off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good people to gobble up and toss in there. I mean, Tiny, Viper, Sven, all good people to toss. Even Moon Meander, he's a Sinister Gaze. You have good people to toss in there and sacrifice to the greater good.
I'm not sure if you want to consistently be tossing Moon Meander into danger.
Oh, definitely not, but the option is there.
Yeah. I don't know. Depends how you're feeling. Sometimes you might want to get back at your coach, depending on how rough practices have been. Head coach
For now, he's still bottom lane. Chain Frost through, but it's still now bouncing. Alone. Oh, he's already dead. Never mind. Illich will rotate in. He'll Orchid the Lich. Charge comes through by Michael, and it seems like it will be a 1-for-1 trade. Moonly left to die. Bryle will run away. A successful 1-for-1 trade for TSM, but the fighting's not done yet. Ari has Blink. He's waiting on the north side, but that's a hard 2v3 to go on. I think he might just not go for it. Maybe he will. He's Tumblr toying in. He wants to go on Nature's Prophets. But he walks away.
No, with all these enemies around. I mean, it's going to be tough for Michael to do much against a Tiny.
Wait, did you see that, Neff? The D ward from Ari? It was prepped.
It was prepped.
He waited for the Sentry ward to go down. This is why Moon did this.
So smart. This is actually insane.
Like, people talk about being, 2 moves ahead, 3 moves ahead. That's literally like 14 moves ahead for Moon Meander.
He really was.
Problem is, Bryle's in a lot of danger. Charged by Michael, gone on by Excel. Ancient Prophet TP is in, Orchid is through, Snapfire is dropping, and inevitably will die. Ari will attempt to save the Orchid. Afterburn will bring down the Snapfire. It's time to now run away. Saberblade has rotated in to try to fight. He'll Viper strike Excel, who's already down to 1/3 HP. Correction, 0 HP. Tomato is here as well on the north side of the fight, looking for a wraparound angle on perhaps Illich, but instead, he'll run towards Alone, who was all to the west side. Alone's actually in a lot of danger. Avalanche, Stormbolt, God Strength, damage. A lot of damage. Dead Tusk.
Yeah, he is melted. That was a sick Tumbler toy play by the Spirit Breaker. Distracting me from Tomato coming in, absolutely destroying Alone there. And now I think they're going to try to turn this into a little bit of tower damage. They do have a Fortify, though, if he even decides to stick around. In fact, he doesn't. He's going to TP up to the top lane, farm that out, then I imagine farm up the ancient camps afterwards. Tomato is huge, by the way. He's got 10.5k net worth. His BKB is done. He's gonna finish up a blink tag and then go back for another Echo Saber afterwards. He disassembled. Illusion. I don't know how they fight into them at that point. We did talk about the fact that the Sven is playing against a bunch of tanky heroes. Like, again, 4 strength heroes on the side of Thunder Awaken, but he's starting to get a pretty significant net worth advantage over everyone in the game.
This could be the big play here. 4-man smoke, but it's tanked by Ari. They'll attempt to save him. They'll toss an Avalanche over to Alone, who's already low on HP. Excel with Solar Guardian. Stun comes through again, but the Chain Frost is bouncing around. Alone is already dead. Michael, the new target, joins him in the grave. And they Sinister Gaze Knight. He's tossed on up, stunned by the Cookie. And there we go. 3 kills for TSM. Excel will get away, but that's a disastrous fight again for Thunder Awaken.
Yeah. Thunder Awaken absolutely getting destroyed here. Now straight to the Roche Pit. Masked Madness is going to make this one a little bit easier alongside Warcry. No way of contesting this one.
Usually you want to grab that on the Ursa, but not this time. You are dead, and Roshan will soon be too. And so TSM, they're in a good spot at this point. I mean, if you're playing on TSM, you just play, you play the economic game, you control the map, and you just slowly win by attrition, correct?
Correct.
If you're Thunder Awaken, how do you stop exactly that from happening?
I mean, your draft is based on, splitting the map and running at and killing heroes, but you've been failing to do that. I mean, Nature's Prophet can play Rad Dota, but if he ends up getting caught out by the Tiny again, which, exactly what Ari is trying to do, then they shut down that game plan. Yeah.
Hey, neph. Turn your mic up or turn my mic down. Twitch chat is very angry right now.
I see.
And hopefully we'll fix it for 5 minutes from now.
Very unlucky. I will turn your mic down.
What can you do? What can you do? Luckily, though, we do have another team fight in the near future, perhaps. TSM are posturing aggressively mid lane, but Thunder Awaken are not interested in that. They're interested in splitting.
He's doing a decent job at dodging things out on the Nature's Prophet. I mean, it is exactly what we talked about, what they should be doing right now. They show them they aren't really able to take fights into them.
Still a bit under 4 minutes of immortality for Tomato. I should say more 2 lives for Tomato. But he might just not die a single time, let alone twice. He has not died this game a single time on Sven. He might just not die for the next 5 minutes. With the way this game is going.
I see. Yeah, alright. He might die. Well, they're going to try to kill the heroes on Thunder Awaken. They smoke up.
And a good target on Alone. Ari, oh, the snowball! Either a great read or a great random move there from Alone. Regardless, the results are the same. He escapes certain death. Yeah, I'll give him that for that. That was a fantastic read from Alone. Meanwhile, oh, Jesus. Meanwhile, the track camp will break the mid lane again. Avalanche tosser there on Alone. He'll snowball, but it's towards Ari this time around. He'll attempt to get away, but his blink has been canceled, and his life too has been canceled. Ancient Prophet will BKB attempting to fight there. Quick is there on Saber. Light. Chain Frost is bouncing. Avalanche comes through. Saber is dead, but it's 3-for-1 in TSM's favor. Knight's BKB is going to end quite soon, and TSM want to punish Cookie will not stun, but Arias tumblers toy in. He'll toss back the Ursa. Buyback from Michael, looking to charge on through. Gobble up, stuns Illich. Illich is low. Tomato is cleaving. Knight still the target. Nature's Prophet down. And Knight and Excel must run away. Moon Meander once again gets to find down there. Tomato blinks in. Ursa is going to attempt to man fight his way out, bringing down Moon Meander, but it will cost him his life. He's currently in a very rough fight right now. Michael saved him, however. He's charging through, distracting entirely, bringing down Bryle. Tomato will avenge him, but Knight has returned, looking to man fight. Sten will be just a blink away. With the buyback from Mixel, it's time to run alone as Refund in the fight, punching up the Tiny. Ari will toss him back, avalanching the follow, but there's too many running him down. The snowball, the right clicks, the killing spree for the Ursa Bear. And that's actually a pretty good fight for Thunder Awaken.
They're forced to buy back on 2 heroes, but they managed to find a lot themselves. Unfortunately, they don't get to spend top net worth hero. Didn't manage to... Yeah, which is kind of unfortunate, but they bring it back a little bit. The XP they're going to get from that one will help them keep in the game for a little bit, and maybe another minute and a half once the age expires to look for another play.
That's the most important thing is they got a lot of XP out of that fight.
Yeah.
They were struggling in that department. Net worth still not great, but at least the XP is getting better.
Yeah. And also managed to find a Blink Dagger on Ursa after that fight, and he's almost got the Basher done too. Again, I talked about how important that was for jumping on to Bryle on the back line in this game.
Oh, well, Tomato, speaking of Blink Daggers on carries, just solo kills alone. Blink in, turns red, slaps him down a large hammer, and TSM want one more avalanche toss will be there on Illich. He'll attempt to sprout and run away, but there's a lot of TSM cores running at him, very angry. And he'll get right-clicked down by everybody in the fight. 2 more kills, both core kills at that. And TSM said, you know what, we had one somewhat okay fight. We want only good fights. So it's good again for TSM.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Take the outpost, complete control over the map. I mean, thanks to Thunder Eyes for this top tier too. Thank you very much, Badger, for the illustration that you've given us.
You know, usually you do it in the opposite order. You grab that safe lane T2 and then the outpost, but TSM, oh, Blink punch there in Tomato. He still has 2 lives,
5
however,
seconds.
one of them. Oh,
He's
2
waiting.
seconds. They're looking to obliterate it, but no, they will not break it in time.
Oh,
He's fully regen up. Oh no, an absolute disaster. The stuns come through, and Thunder Awaken are collapsing right now. Already 3 dead. Oh no.
That was almost huge. 5 seconds left. He had just about gone down there.
If Bullwhip did like 5 damage, that might have been a different fight.
Yeah, that was insane.
Well, what can you do? Good idea, but unfortunately the execution was not there.
Mhm.
I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate when teams that are losing lose on their terms rather than on their opponent's terms. And Thunder Awaken are currently losing on their terms, not TSM's terms.
I don't know. You lose a lot of morale after a play like that one fails. I imagine comms are not going great, especially after Alone dropped the baby voice line in the allied chat.
He's always spamming voice lines, though. You saw him in the actually the stream didn't see it because we were having a bit of a tech delay. But Alone was literally he was spamming the voice line, disconnected. And meanwhile in the jungle, never mind. Knight is running in for Ari. Ari will force snap himself away, but he's been gone on by 2. We got gobbled up by Bryle, but now Bryle gets bashed. It's Snapfire already dead, and the Tiny will join him. Saber is looking to walk up at this point. It's already 2 kills for Ursa, and the fight is lost.
Nice find too, not bad.
How are you enjoying the camera work today, Nick? Because normally that's not you. Normally you can look wherever you want, but today you're doing camera work.
I think that part is at least okay.
You know what? That's a good thing. I believe in you. You're a
Thanks,
smart
buddy.
guy. You've been around Dota for a long time. I trust you can press your buttons properly.
You can observe a kill when it happens. Yeah, we'll see about that one.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We'll find out. What we'll also find out, though, is what Thunder Awaken would do after grabbing that T2 bottom lane. It's a very bad square, but at this point, they'll charge for one more kill middle lane. That's Saberlight, who's man-fighting with Excel. Furion TP's in. Viper will force staff himself later as Hurricane Pike. Michael has actually canceled his charge. Thunder Awaken will disengage. Saber Chad too strong. They want nothing to do with man fighting him.
Yeah, they realize that outpost is up there. People are going to be TPing in, and they decide that they want absolutely no part of that. The only way to stay in this game is by continuing to dodge fights, so that is exactly what they're doing. They'll take things on their terms. They'll hop onto people with the Ursa and the Spirit Breaker. This was their game plan from the get-go. You can play from behind with this one, but things obviously didn't work out how you wanted. Young was supposed to play very aggressive with all these strength heroes, and you didn't get the opportunity to. That is a big pickup, though. The Mind Breaker on Ursa, that's going to be sick.
All right, Neff. Update from Twitch chat. Now we're both too low. we need to turn both of us up.
That's already been done.
Nice. 2 steps ahead again from Neff. Meanwhile, speaking of 2 steps ahead, both teams have smoked right now in the river. Stand Thunder Awaken. Ari has been punched up. Thunder wants to skill, but it's a 3-man Stormbolt from Tomato into the Chain Frost. The Wombo combo comes through. Michael is dead. Alone is dead. Knight is dropping. He's trying to manplay and the enrage in the big KP. He's looking to bring that Tomato, and he actually will, but he'll lose his life. Currently a 3-for-1, now a 3-for-2. Illich keeps it away. Avalanche will cancel that one. That's a full 5-man wipe, and a 5-for-2 in favor of TSM.
They managed to get this Fen, but it cost them everything. Complete disaster there for Thunder Awaken. I mean, they find the jump, but that is all they managed to find. And nothing to stop him from just walking up the high ground. Does he have... Alright, he does not have a negative shard on the Viper unless... He's got it coming out. He bought it as soon as that team fight ended. He is going to be able to chunk these buildings once he gets there. I believe he used the speed burst to get over to him quicker. Wait, he's going to leave? Come on, man.
He bought the shard just to not hit buildings. You spent 1400 gold for the Saberlight.
Yeah.
Oh well, what can you do?
What can you do?
He's making the smart play. Unfortunately for us, he's making the correct play. We would like the aggressive play that might get him killed. It's more fun for us, but we understand why he did that.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the Aghanim Scepter, by the way?
On Viper?
Yeah. We haven't addressed this one yet.
I don't want to address it.
Come on.
Okay, let's address it. It's called Nosedive. I mean, you look at the Viper, right? Most problem is mobility. He's got a Hurricane Pike and Nosedive. He can now move slightly faster.
Also, it looks very cool.
So once it slams into the ground, how does that? I've never actually used it. How does that work? Is it like you slam in a direction, you slam in place? What does that actually do?
You nosedive. What do you mean? It's what it says on the can.
You'll have to see it mid-fight, because right now fight's breaking out in the dire side jungle. Ryle, he blinks away in time, and Ori will avalanche. Tomato engages, but he's been bashed by Knight. Brought down in the chain stun. Tomato already down. Ari to join him. At this point, it's time to run it through TSM. That's a bad fight. And guess who just respawned? Our good old friend, Roshan. That's an Aghanim Shard and the Edis of Immortality headed to Ursa.
Yeah, we're going to make quick work of this one. Oh, we managed to bring the game back. Whoa! All right, he got the shard first. I thought maybe he'd be able to snatch something there, but yeah, Galva tosses that one out onto him. Did he pass the Aghanim shard to Tusk? He did. Oh, he's already got one.
He already had the shard in Ursa, yeah.
Wait, did he pass it to Spirit Breaker? He did.
Ooh, it gives the planar pockets, which actually could be quite interesting in this game for just tanking some of these single target spells. Meanwhile, on the Radiant Tricam, speaking of Knight, he's on the run right now. He has 2 lives, might just lose 1. Charge comes through by Michael. Ryle cancels all Mortimer's kisses, cooking through the Viper. Edis has been lost. Cane Frost is bouncing around. Excel is dead. Michael is dead. Saberlight's still alive. It's time to run.
With this?
He's getting away with this for sure. Now the Gobble Up tosses in Moon Meander. Oh no, you are dead. That's a 3-for-0 rout. A great fight there, of course, for TSM fighting in a 4v5 kind of.
You see the nosedive though?
I did see the nosedive.
All right. I want to see just how much damage Corrosive Skin did in that team fight. It felt like a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. As everyone dove on him, they just couldn't finish the Viper off.
All right, Viper did 2,800 damage. I'm guessing about half of that's Corrosive Skin. That's probably entirely incorrect, but we're gonna go with it. You can't stop me, Neph. What's Tomato up to right now? He's looking for a kill. He's invis with Silver Edge, sees Ursa. I'm not sure if he knows Alone is here, though. And Thunder Awaken will back off accordingly.
Yep. All right. Titan Sliver now found on the Viper. I imagine that one will probably be passed over to the Sven, giving me more damage. Some extra status resist.
Dire's top
It's holding
tower
onto the Elven
is
Tunic
under
for now.
attack.
Not a bad neutral item to have.
Maybe they'll swap. Maybe they'll give the Elven Tunic to the Viper and the Sliver to Tomato.
Oh, a double damage rune.
Oh,
He
no,
didn't-
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Snapfire didn't pass him the bottle that he had. Maybe they just forgot. So I'm not sure how much.
Tomato's just not patient. He doesn't want to wait to use the DD rune. He wants to be DD right now. He wants to run in right now. Problem is there's no target. There's only creeps.
Well, clear out the Nature's Prophets creeps pretty quickly. I mean, this is the one thing that's stopping them from just like well, one of the several things that's stopping them from walking up high ground and ending the game is the constant split push from the Nature's Prophets. The fact that they all need to play pretty close together because they're playing against the Spirit Breaker and a Furion. If you start splitting up the map and trying to deal with this Nature's Prophet split push, you'll just get charged up by the Spirit Breaker, run on by the Tazi to snowball on top of you. Dawnbreaker can globally assist as well. Speaking of, she's almost got the Aghanim Scepter. She's only 20 gold
Speaking
off.
of, is a fight at the Radiant Tri-Camp as well. Charge on Saberlight. Tomato stuns only on one. Solar Guardian comes through. Excel joins the team fight. Everyone's popping their BKBs right now. Saber is nose diving through with his Ogre Steel Totem, but it does not matter. He's already dead. It's time to run for TSM. Tomato, the target. His BKB's already on cooldown.
Oh, no.
And Knight is man fighting heavily. The Sven will fall. Excel will be the trade eventually, but it's not going well for TSM right now. Ari and punched up in the air by Alone, and the Tiny will fall. Charge through Snowball as well. There on Moon Meander, a triple kill for Knight on the Ursa. That's a 4 for 2 so far. Bryle looks to avenge his teammates, breaking down Alone. Now 4 for 3. He'll use the Shadow.
They do have detection.
A Sentry Ward saves the fight.
Oh my god, they're bringing it back right now. This is my issue with late game Snapfire. You're not accomplishing a ton. Yeah, you managed to find some kills at the tail end of that team fight, but you compare that to a lot of other heroes, you end up just getting melted. So now their draft is finally coming together, just running at heroes. As Sven dies at the beginning of the team fight, everything falls apart.
It's definitely a good fight for Thunder Awaken. I mean, they fought on their terms, and TSM were not ready as 5 there. It was a bit of a chaotic fight.
Yep. It was Ursa that did all of that damage, though. 10,000 coming out from him there. So I think at this point they're realizing, all right, we focus down the Ursa, we'll be fine. They don't have enough damage to kill us at that point. Everyone else is in poverty land. I mean, look at the net worth breakdown of these Thunder Awaken heroes.
It's Ursa, and it's a little bit Nature's Prophet, and then 3 of the bottom 4. Your mid laner and your 2 supports. One key problem, though. How do you... I mean, there's no halberds. What's the plan here? Do you just have to just force staff yourselves around and wait for the BKB to end? What's your anti-Ursa tech here?
I mean, they have the 4 staffs. This is basically their anti-Ursa tech. Wait for the BKB to end, then kite him around. Nosedive into him. Look at that.
Nosedive.
Incredible. The 4-second disarm and the 500 AoE.
Huh. And maybe Saberlight knows what he's doing. Maybe he's just way better at Dota than we are. There's a good chance.
It's also very funny to watch the nosedive when it happens. It doesn't take you very far, though.
Seems like TSM want to go for a smoke play. They're grouping as if they want to smoke. Problem is, oh, D-Ward from Moon Meander. He's got the D-Ward. He knows what he's doing. Use the courier for the vision, gets the D-Ward.
Are scanning.
And instantly a 4-man smoke, though Thunder Awaken can also use a 3-man smoke. Everyone but their global gang squad is smoked up right now. TSM are running through their own jungle, but notably absent in the Radiant jungle are the dire-sided heroes. Thunder Awaken are currently not there, with the exception of Illich, who is well on the way to the east right now in the
Radiant are
trees.
scanning.
TSM invade the dire side. Not tri-camp, but bi-camp, I guess, but
Thank you.
but they're still
bi-angle.
finding a lack of heroes from Thunder Awaken. They'll now flood into the east side of the dire jungle. They're going to run into the Ursa Bear, who has the Enrage in the BKB. He'll turn with Overpower. Charge comes through, stunning on 3 for now. Tomato the target. He'll swarm up the Spirit Breaker now. Nice man fighting with Saberlight. Saberlight's incredibly low. Tomato is half HP as well. The fight's not going over for TSM currently as it stands. Punch up near Tomato. He'll now BKB, turning red. Michael is low. The fight's chaotic and split. Saberlight dropping. Tomato is running. More kisses come through, hitting on 2 for now. Knight will enrage. Orchid there on the Tiny, preventing his stuns from coming off, and now Excel will hammer on through, but Bryle is manning up. Snowball comes through. Excel is dead. Moon Meander is in a lot of danger, but so is Knight. TSM focus. They bring down the carry. Dawnbreaker has bought back, but you are down 2. Neither have a buyback, and TSM turn what looked like a terrible engagement into a fight win.
Yeah, running several heals there, forcing the buyback from Excel as well. And immediately Nature's Prophet realized, all right, there's nothing to be gained here. I just have to bottom lane split push, but
Avalanche toss.
Here they are.
Caught split pushing, as you mentioned. A huge kill to get. The rat is down for 70 seconds.
yeah. And this is finally giving them the opportunity to push high ground. They need to take advantage of this one. I imagine that the... Come on, Tomato. Barrel down the mid lane. Oh, no, he's missing... Nice.
Yeah, I will give him suggestions. He'll go here, and then he'll go here. He'll run it down.
Yeah, his team is pushing in the mid lane. He's pushing in the top. This is the more efficient play. They're pushing all lanes at once right now while the Nature's Prophet is dead. Saberlight's putting in damage to the tower with this Awaken shard that he picked up. And yeah,
Fishing
Ari's,
from Ari.
Yeah, finding what
He
he
wanted
can find.
that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Illich has buyback. Knight still is there for 35, however. That's a lot of building getting going on. Sven's right clicks. The Viper Shard, the Snapfire, Little Shredder. A little bit too much for now. It's already a full mid set of racks in the top racks. I mean, they'll get glyphs. That will kill this Radiant Wave, I think. But it won't save the buildings. Thunder Awaken will have to fight if they want to save the buildings. Fighting seems hard right now.
Yeah. Alone tries to jump in at the last second. He couldn't manage to catch anything, though. Even then, he was pushing it, jumping for that one. Ursa was still dead for another, like, 8 seconds as he hopped in there. Not much he can do. They smoke up on 4. They're planning to leave the base and, again, find whatever they can find. Ideally, they wrap around and catch the enemies on Roshan. Worst case scenario, Sven picks up a double damage rune and runs into your team.
If on scenario, it appears Thunder Awaken will choose to go on the Tiny. They burst him down immediately. They head to Saberlight, who's half HP. Dire pop their BKBs. Sandstorgaze comes through on Knight. Moon will sacrifice himself to try to save Saberlight. He's somehow still in the Sprout, but inevitably his time has come. 3 dead, though both Bryle and Tomato got away, I think. Brazzi going in on Alone, looking for a solo kill. He'll gobble up, but in comes the heal from Excel. And now Alone thought about perhaps going in on Bryle, but instead he'll walk towards his team. 3 more kills there for Thunder Awaken, and well, our good friend, our very good friend to the channel, Roshan, could be alive right now, but he's not yet. He's sleeping in, a little bit lethargic, but he'll be here eventually. Thunder knows he can be alive. They're standing in the pits, but he's just not here.
Yeah. They're realizing right now this would have been like best case scenario. They take a fight outside the road pit and then move in, clear this one out. But unfortunately, they're not able to find anything here.
Have you considered that Dota itself just wants TSM to win?
It's possible. I'm finding a lot of DD runes on this Sven. Unfortunately, he didn't have his God Strength for the last fight, so he opted not to take that one.
Oh, there's Roshan. About 2 minutes into the respawn timer, I believe. Thunder were waiting for it, and that's a lot of damage.
That would be the Refresher Shard as well. They're going to hold on to Ursa, who does have a Swift Blink completed, too.
Well, it is Ursa go time. He's still the net worth hegemon. He's ready to just right-click things rapidly. If you're Thunder Awaken, you know he is your win condition. I mean, there's other than just splitting the map with Illich, that is your win condition right there.
Static Cap now picked up on Sven. He probably passed that one over to... No, I didn't know he got Spell Prism on Snapfire. I don't know who you hold dudes for that cap on. Maybe Tiny, maybe Viper.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
Viper's been having a lot of fun.
Ogre Seal
yeah,
Totem.
he has been having a lot of fun with the Ogre Seal Totem.
He's got the nosedive synergy with that too. He's ready to go.
Yeah, Veggie's got like a bunch of mobility. He's got Hurricane Pike, Ogre Seal Totem, Nosedive.
It's the power of seals, though. Seals are just too powerful. Oh, there's your nosedive. But have you considered, Neff, that seals are just too powerful?
Yeah. Speaking of seals, walruses, is that a good transition? Agnes after picked up on Alone.
I liked it, Neff. I appreciate your transition. It was a very good segue.
Thanks. But yeah, Agnes after now picked up on Alone. This will make it a little bit difficult to... more difficult to breach high ground. They've already taken 2 sets of Raxes on TSM though.
Dire's
Like,
bottom tower is under
these waves are just going to push in naturally. It'll make Nature's Prophet's life so much harder. The fact that this tier 2 is still standing is one saving grace for them. It means as long as they can shove in this bottom lane, they're not going to be able to backdoor that tier 3 tower with the other lanes being pushed in. And it looks
So
like
I'm building the TSM checklist. Push in bottom lane, kill Nature's Prophet. Got it.
yeah.
At this point, though, I mean, how scared are they of Ursa having 2 lives for the next 3 minutes?
scanning.
Moderately?
Yes.
Moderately scared?
I mean, the
I'll see
Ursa
them
still
out
puts in
there.
a lot of
Tomato
damage.
has been caught. He's invis. Alone will BKB. Michael charges through. Solar Guardian will bring Excel into the middle of the team fight. Thunder Awaken look to reposition, backing off to a high ground perhaps. And TSM stay at their own high ground. Okay then.
And that's going to be that, it looks like. So, quick engagement, and then they exit again. Yeah, they're really not looking to take this fight into Thunder Awaken while the Age is still in Ursa. They'll wait this one out as long as they have to. And again, you control the majority of the map on TSM. Nature's Prophet can't shove the waves with just his trains anymore. Creeps are going to push it in for him when...
The charge through a rapid cow, but Avalanche will cancel that one. Another strike? Well, never mind blink away by Ari. Thunder Awaken want to flood into this Radiant jungle. They see Moon Meander, but they don't see Tomato. Maybe they do. Regardless, they'll blink towards Saberlight, and he will Ogre Seal Totem away from the action.
Alright, and they'll take the outpost when we get back. Nature's Prophet back to Nature's Prophet duty up in the top lane, shoving that one in. You know, this mid-tier 1 tower is still standing.
Yeah. I feel like they've been seeing that more and more nowadays. Like a random T1 mid that's somehow still alive.
I mean, it is a very important tower.
Oh,
But the
absolutely.
fact that they've been able to take it with like the run at you heroes and Nature's Prophet is a very telling sign of like the state of this game and where Thunder Awaken stand in the game.
Charge on Saberlight again. Both teams unleash everything. Saberlight, the main target of the Dire right now. He's incredibly low, and he's actually going to die. Excel will stun with the Solar Guardian, but in comes Bryle, dishing out huge damage. Moon Meander is low. Illich is low. It's time to run, but no. Moon Meander dead. Viper buys back. Stormbolt through, looking for Michael, but they're cutting out Tomato for the time being, but no! More Bryle-based damage. Michael's already dead. Knight is incredibly low. His BKB's on cooldown, but he still has one more life. Excel to fall, but now, can you save Knight? Will attempt to blink away, but no! Avalanche, BKB now there. He'll enrage, manning up, looking for a dieback on Saberlight. Snowball being by alone once again. It's a 1-for-1 trade once. Oh no! Knight has fallen. And with that note, that's a full 5-man wipe. You've lost your Viper with a dieback, but at severe, severe cost.
Yeah, only one buyback available, and that is on the Ursa. Again, you get the dieback on the Viper, but you were fighting the entire enemy team here. Knight's got this one, right?
It's possible, though it seems very, very difficult. He has no BKB, and he has no buyback. And he's been almost stunned by a gobbled up Snapfire illusion. Where did he get this illusion? Oh, illusion rune.
Yeah. Illusion Rune, and he ended up dropping his Swift Blank and his Nullify into that one as well, so it's going to delay him coming into the game. Dawnbreaker now able to buy back. I think it just came off
2v3. Avalanche on Knight. He'll enrage just for a little bit of extra survivability. The T4 is dropping. Tomato becomes red.
No.
He's still things. Solar Guardian will come through, but Tomato dodges it. The throne, half HP. They're picking him out. He's blinking around. Can they stop Tomato? It seems they can't. They want him. The bash, but Ari, the 2-man Avalanche. Tomato's hitting the throne. Buildings have been focused. And TSM will take game number 1 over Thunder Awaken.
Not the cleanest victory, but again, the Tier 1 tower is still standing after everything was said and done. TSM very easily winning this one.
I wouldn't say very easily. I mean, it was a 45-minute game, but it was definitely a convincing victory. Yeah, they played the Dota 2 very well.
Yeah.
They did their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Thunder Awaken, it was a fine game, but you need some against a team like TSM with some of the players they've got. It's never an easy time, you know. But they're a talented team. They literally beat Beast Coast. They looked great in the group stage, and I wouldn't be too shocked if they bounced back for a good game 2 performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking real good here on the side of TSM, but that is just the first game of the series. I mean, I feel like it went wrong from the very beginning. TSM started getting ahead like very early. It's even in the mid lane. Snapfire up, what, like 5K? Sorry. TSM is up like 2K net worth at the like 10-minute mark in the game post laning phase. Not a complete nightmare, but definitely an advantage, pretty significant advantage over the Tusk. I mean, look at the 10-minute mark. 4.2K on the Snapfire, 2.9K on the Tusk. Part of that was just from the solo kill that he found, right?
Yeah, I mean, he never really was able to recover either. There wasn't that much map space to farm with the level of farm that Knight and Illich were getting. So at that point, you get whatever you can and try to contribute. But when you have
Pardon? I think I lost you there for a second, Badger.
usually when you have the 3 very farm cores rather than the 2 very farm cores, it's the 3 that come out on top, and that's the case that happened here with Alone's inability to recover its economic situation.
Yeah. Well, that is going to be it for game number 1. We're going to get into the lobby, get ready for the next series. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back in just a bit. See you soon.